it. Put my feet up on the desk and phone in the show. Well, by God, I got a couple of words for you. You better get your act together.
Hey guys, you gotta love Matt Foley, aka Chris Farley. How you doing? How you doing? Let's get the camera focused here. Oh, over here, guys. Over here, camera. The camera's focusing on something else. Hey, folks. I'm back. The camera was focusing somewhere else, but we got it fixed. So I got my idea box here again today, and it's a little starting to get steamy here. It's about 11:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and we got my idea box delivered last night. Just when you thought it was safe to buy a Ford, I'm here to tell you, don't do it. In case you guys don't know, the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, is his name. We're celebrating his 3rd year at trying to destruct an American icon. He started as CEO in August of 2020. So there you go. Well, maybe it's 2 years. Is it 2 years? 2 years or 3 years? Who knows? But anyway, he's related. He is a cousin to Chris Farley, if you can imagine that. So I don't know if he does stand-up during company events or what, but his results so far in the EV sector are a joke, and that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit here today. This press release says that they could hit, big catchphrase there, a keyword, could hit Ford Lightning 150,000 annualized production rate by October, assuming they don't go on to UAW, doesn't go on strike on them. It says Ford has added 1,200 workers to the Lightning assembly system and plans to run it on a 3-shift rotation. Okay, and it says as a Lightning factory ramps up, Ford and its dealers are under pressure to boost monthly sales by threefold. Because they're only selling 4,000 a month, but they're gonna ramp up production for vehicles that no one's buying. Kind of doesn't make sense to me, but anyway, then it goes on to say that Ford also said that its electric vehicle operations are on track to lose $4.5 billion with a B this year, a 50% wider loss than previously projected. Wow, so they're ramping up Ford Lightning even though they're not selling them, and they're planning to lose 50% more than they did last year on the EV. It all makes sense to me, yes. Sounds like Biden economics to me. Wow. So if you own a Ford, comment down below. I mean, how many months, days, weeks do you spend in the dealership getting your car or truck? Well, geez, they don't even make cars anymore, I don't think. SUV or truck serviced or fixed on recalls, because the next topic I got here is they just issued a recall for their F-150. 870,000 F-150s were recalled yesterday because there's some issue with the electronic parking brake that will engage at any point in time. I mean, you can be running down the road going 60, 70 miles per hour, and all of a sudden the brake engages. Ouch! Ouch! That is crazy, folks. I can't make this stuff up, and I think that people like my EV videos and maybe my Ford bashing too, but those are the videos that get the most views for some reason. I'm not sure why. So there you go. Just two today on Ford. I'm sure there'll be more topics tomorrow. They're kind of like AOC or somebody. I mean, they're the company that just keeps giving. So they are the AOC of the car manufacturers. You heard it here first here from DJ Wonder, Chrissy. As long as we're talking about cars, let's. A lot of people don't realize. They're not 100% sure, but they think that an EV vehicle may be to blame for. There's a car carrier problem in the North Atlantic off of Denmark right now. It's these big car carrier ships that holds like 3,000 to 4,000 cars, and I guess this one had 3,000 cars from various makers such as BMW, Audi, and a host of manufacturers over in Europe, and they were on their way to the United States, and probably Britain was their first stop. But anyway, it caught fire, and actually one person lost their life fighting the fire, and it took several days. I'm not 100% sure that they even controlled the fire yet, but they brought it down, and anyone that watches EV news and stuff, you know that EV fires are really hard to put out, and water really doesn't do the job. I think I don't know if they've come up with like a foam or something to put that stuff out, but I'll drop into a video here. Ford had some EV fires on one of their storage lots earlier this year. You can see it going gangbusters. So if you were ordering that BMW EV or Audi EV, you may want to check with your dealer and see if it was on the ship that just caught fire off the coast of Denmark. So there you go. There you go. More reasons not to have an EV. You don't want to burn your house down either. I was talking to some guy that does tow truck stuff, and he says that his boss had to splice their storage yard in two. Because when first of all, if they have to tow an EV, they charge you more. Because there's a risk of those catching fire. So when they do take them back to their storage lot or what have you, they have to contain all the EVs in one area and have like concrete barriers separating them. So should there be spontaneous combustion of those batteries, that they don't get over to the normal gasoline powered cars. So we're complicating things with these EVs, and hey, if there's a simple accident too, I mean, I've told you guys this before, that a fender bender or side swipe on a normal car, which may be $1,000 to $2,000 to fix, depending on the severity of the damage. But if a side swipe occurs on an EV, it could cost that car to be totaled, because if you push in the batteries and damage them, you might have to replace all those, and that would be very, very costly. So they just might total the car on you at that point. So anyone that's got an EV, hate to be bringing you all this bad news, but it's new technology. It's not 100% proven, and I'm glad that I used to be a stockholder for Ford, and as I read this stuff, I'm wondering why anyone is a stockholder at Ford. And actually, when I checked the ticker today, it's actually up. Their stock was up a little bit today, even with all this bad news out there. So go figure. And I've said before too that our stock market is somewhat manipulated, and there's maybe proof there, right there, with all the bad news at Ford, their stock still goes up. So there you go. That's all I got for Ford. Let's talk about Heartland Tri-State Bank. I saw, I did a video on them. Didn't get a lot of viewers, but they went under, or actually into receivership of the FDIC, and were bought up by another bank. But I did some digging, and I found out that they were the 55th biggest bank in the United States. They had assets of $139 million. That's with an M. But the key thing is the FDIC DIF fund. That's your insurance that the banks use from the FDIC. Had to come up with $54 million to make them whole before they could be purchased by another bank called Dreamland. And yeah, that is a dream. But anyway, that's like over 30% of their assets had issues. 54 million out of 139 had to go into the DIF fund to reconstitute. So that is scary. And actually, in that video that I just did, my wife's ratings actually rated this bank B minus from last quarter. So I just sent them a little email asking what they missed on this one. But obviously, Heartland had some major issues, and as I said before too, it was kind of known in the industry for the last 6 weeks that there was something up with the bank in the Kansas area, and I think this was the bank, and I suspect there's probably a lot of other banks. So as time goes by, we're going to learn more and more about this one. I got a sneaking suspicion it's all related to commercial mortgage-backed securities, the CMBS. So check out those videos that I did too to explain how CMBS works and how it impacts you guys. You can say, oh, it doesn't impact me, no, it does. CMBS, the biggest owners of those are banks and pension funds. So if you have a pension or a 401 plus 401 or 401ks or ETFs or mutual funds, they have a little bit of that on their books too. So you better go look at your prospectus or your yearly report and see how much exposure they have to commercial real estate, because it's everywhere. Mark my words, it's everywhere. And when office buildings start going belly up, it's just a matter of time that it's going to hit the stock market like wildfire. And who knows, folks? We could be back to 2008 like everyone says it's coming. 2008 on steroids is coming to our front door. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the Matt Foley clip, and I'll add another one here at the end. Over and out, DJ Wonder.
My God, he sits there and he thinks that he's sitting squat-legged listening to some sacred cow. Andy, you keep that up, young fella. You're going to be sitting squat-legged while you're living in a van down by the river. How about you, young fella? You got